Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of the Lord be upon us all. This is truly an amazing group of people to be amongst, and it's amazing to have this kind of leadership amongst us today. Bold, brave, just. So thank you for your leadership. My campaign started not because I wanted to become a mayor. As you heard, I'm a mother of 6 children, I run a sheep farm, and I volunteer everywhere. It's the last portion that caught people's attention. You see, when you show up and when you do work, people notice you. And it's not just any work, it's the type of work you do. I moved to the town of Cranbury. I was a brand new resident, and I attended what's called a campaign night. And I thought this is a good thing to do as a new resident here. Get to know the people around, get to know the candidates that are running for office and what they stand for. And as circumstances would have it, the environment that evening was not conducive to my presence there. And I went up to the candidate that was running and I said, I don't feel comfortable, but I do have questions for you. If you want my vote, if you want to earn my vote, I'd like you to come to my house, please, and talk to me. And he did. And at our house, I realized I was sitting next to a gem. And I thought, well, does everybody know about you? Or can I invite some other friends to meet you? And he said, Eman, that's called a candidates night. No, it's called a meet and greet. And I said, okay, I'll have one of those for you. So I hosted a meet and greet. I invited 11 couples. And we wined and dined and enjoyed the company of this candidate. Fast forward to the night of his election. He invited us to his ballot counting party, so to speak. And we all waited very nervously for the results. He won by 22 votes. How many couples did I have in my house? In that moment, my husband and I knew we could never not be involved. And we've put ourselves into absolutely everything in town. We diminish our own efforts by making small of the things that we step up to do. We stand in the way of our own progress all the time. We are little pieces of a puzzle that need to come together to make that whole picture. So for all of you that think about what can I do? What can I do in my community and in my town? Volunteer on your PTO. Step up to your township boards and commissions. Support a candidate. Share a message. Be part of the network of people that are doing good work. I moved to this type of work mainly because my mother has trained us in this way. She would constantly share a hadith with us, which is a saying of the Prophet. She would say, "Rabbina yakfina sharr al-kasal." Oh God, protect us from the evil of laziness. And at the age of 81, she is still as busy as she was when she first had us. She would tell me the story of a train wreck in a town called Zazik in Egypt. And when this train came to a halt in this city, it didn't originate from this city. The people on this train were truly tourists. So they were coming from somewhere, going somewhere else. This was not home. Now the menfolk in this town set forth and they said, let's repair, let's repair. That was their line of thought, let's repair. The women sat back and they said, this train's going nowhere. It happened to be during the month of Ramadan. On that train were hundreds and hundreds of fasting members. They sent themselves home and they cooked. While the men were fixing the train, the women went home to cook. As a little girl, I found that story amazing because those women knew exactly what to do, and their efforts were so important. They fed the entire train that night. Can you imagine if you were one of those fasting members, how valuable that meal that someone went home to cook would be for you? And I thought, that's exactly what I want to be. That's exactly the values I want my children and my community to have, is this idea that you see where the work is and you set your mind to it and full speed ahead. I leave you with this tonight, this idea that we should all look at the signs in front of us. You know, someone has paved a way, someone has created an opportunity, someone has given you an invitation. Don't say no. The little step you take, you will find people running towards you. And I encourage you all. I have never seen someone like myself being able to stand up here and say, I'm the mayor of something. And I'm sorry that it's taken this long. I truly am embarrassed that it's taken this long. Take these opportunities and the spaces that are being created for you and create spaces for each other. That's truly how we're going to stay the course, but also enhance what we're doing within our communities. I love you all, and I say salam alaikum.